So I've been with my current boyfriend for almost 3 years and we are in a very healthy, happy relationship. But there are some parts of our relationship that either my friends or family have kind of picked up on to be like, why do you do that? But you cannot compare your own relationship to someone else's. What works for us might not work for you. So the first one that I always get picked up on is that we have separate duvets. We sleep in the same bed, but we have 2 duvets. I don't know if you can see behind me here. That's his, that's mine. Same bed, sleep next to each other still. This is just like a solution to an ongoing problem that we had where we both cocoon ourselves. I love to be wrapped up, he loves to be wrapped up, especially in the winter and England is cold. We were constantly fighting over the duvet during the night. We would actually lose sleep because he would take it from me, I would take it from him, and it was an ongoing issue. So what's the easiest way to solve this problem? 2 duvets. My siblings always ask me, oh, don't you like to cuddle? Yes, we do like to cuddle, but not while we sleep. I like to have a cuddle kind of when we're in bed watching telly or right before we go to sleep, but I don't like cuddling while we sleep, and neither does he. We both like our own space. I like to lay a certain way, he likes to lay another way, so that just works. So their duvets, you can move them. It's not like once you're in, you're in. You can lift them up, move them, put one on top of the other. So if we want to cuddle, we still can. Another thing we do that we always get picked up on is that if one of us goes away for the night or the weekend somewhere, we don't really talk. So for example, I had just been away, the weekend just gone, I went to go visit my sister for the weekend. We had plans and he'd made plans to do here while I wasn't here. And this is just the way that we kind of respect each other's me time and respect each other's own individual plans. He knows where I am, I know where he is, he knows that I'm busy, I'm getting on with what I'm getting on with. I'm not just going to be texting him all day, every day, for no reason. When we first got in a relationship with each other, something that we found we were doing is when we were apart, we were texting just for the sake of it. He would text me being like, oh, what are you doing now? The same thing I was 10 minutes ago. Oh, have you eaten? Yeah. It seemed like pointless conversations. Why are we talking when there's not really anything to talk about? Let me go enjoy my weekend, I'll do my time, you have your time here, and when we come back together, which we will because I'm only away for a weekend, we're going to have so much to talk about. It's not me saying that we don't ever talk when we're away, we do. We still get good night, good morning texts, and we check in just to make sure that the other one is okay. I don't really think that's that bad because we spend so much time together, we live together, we spend so much time in each other's space that when we have our own space, it's just nice to be on our own. The third thing that we do that we always, especially by my family, get picked up on is that we don't really do PDA. My siblings especially pick me up on this because they are both in relationships and they are both incredibly tactile. With their partners, they are constantly hand-holding, cuddling, always got some sort of touch on each other, wherever they are, no matter who that's in front of. It's completely fine because I love that for them. Whenever I see them, I'm like, oh, I can see the love you have for each other, that's really nice. With my partner, we're not like that. Siblings always say, oh my god, I never see you two ever touch each other or kiss or show any kind of affection towards each other. We do. We are actually very affectionate towards each other. When we are in our own space together, we are constantly touching each other, tiny little gestures of physical touch, hugging, kissing, all of the stuff that you do. No specific reason why we don't do that when we're in front of people. I think it's just the type of people we are. He's not really into PDA, I'm not really into PDA, so it's just kind of become a matching thing between us where we just don't do it. It's not never, sometimes we will have a moment where we hold hands when we're out or where we might kiss in front of my family, a little peck or something, but hardly ever. So again, that is completely fine. I am happy with the level of affection that I have in my relationship, and so is he. We are incredibly affectionate towards each other. We just don't like doing it in front of other people, and that is fine. That doesn't mean we don't love each other. That doesn't mean that we're just companions, because we know what we have between just the 2 of us. To me, I don't think those things that we do are that weird, but some people have picked us up on those things to be like, that's strange. But I'm happy, he's happy, we're happy together, it's what works for us. Don't ever judge your relationship to someone else's because they're just completely different. As long as you guys are both happy and in a healthy relationship, it doesn't matter what you do. Is that we have separate duvets. We sleep in the same bed, but we have 2 duvets. I don't know if you can see behind me here. That's his, that's mine, same bed.
I see her explanation. I do understand it now, because I was thinking, okay, you know, why would they have separate duvets? However, she makes a good point to the fact that they both like to, you know, they probably like cocoon themselves in, and they find themselves, you know, fighting over the duvet. So that's a great solution to the problem. And, you know, it works both ways for them now, because they both get their own duvets and they don't have to fight over it or, you know, sort of be uncomfortable. I think that they very much found the solution to the problem. I agree with it. I do agree with it. I don't see it as very, very strange, like I said before. I think if you're trying to find ways to work for the both of you in the relationship, then that's great. It's a great thing.
Is that if one of us goes away for like the night or the weekend somewhere, we don't really talk.
Okay, so this whole giving each other space, not really messaging each other when they're doing their own thing, when they're going out, can understand why people would find that a little bit odd, because, you know, if you're in a relationship, you know, you'd want to speak to that person all the time, and you're, you know, constantly messaging each other or calling each other or wanting to know where the both of you are, like 24/7. So if you're in that, you know, relationship where you can't really get enough of each other, then yeah, I could see why some would find this a little bit weird. However, I think that I agree with her when she says that they both respect their space. They both need a bit of, you know, me time sort of thing. I think that's really good. I think that's really healthy when it comes to relationship, to have, you know, your time by yourself, because we can get really sort of enticed when it comes to being in a relationship with someone, constantly chatting to them, you're constantly, you know, you're basically like that with each other, you know? So I think that if you just take some time to just, you know, kind of step back and, you know, do your own thing a little bit, have a bit of a breather from that person, then that's a good thing. I think I would definitely make sure to do that. Like, I wouldn't just, you know, constantly be talking constantly to the person that I'm with, because it can get tiring, and like she said, you end up having conversations, pointless conversations, and it gets to a point where you just think, well, why am I talking? Or why are we speaking now, sort of thing. And I wouldn't really want that. I don't think anyone would, like, just, you know, having, you know, pointless conversations here and there. I think that it's a good thing what she's doing. I don't see anything wrong with it. However, I do see that point to it where, you know, people would think that it's slightly odd if you're not speaking to each other every day, 24/7. But I guess it makes the relationship healthier in a way, because, you know, if you spend more and more time with that person, and if you're, you know, constantly together and constantly speaking to one another, you know, you don't want to get bored of that person, right? So you just gotta still have your own, you know, time and your own, you know, space to just, you know, just have some time for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be with that person every day. You don't have to see them every day. You don't have to, you know, speak to them every day. It's a good way, and obviously, like, too much of anything isn't good in any way. Like, whether that is being with the person that you're in a relationship with, too much talking, too much of seeing each other, you would get a little bit tired of that person. Like, it doesn't really become like a treat anymore to see them, if you know what I mean. So I think that sort of having your own time for yourself is very important in that respect, to keep the relationship healthy and to keep it exciting, to keep it going. I think that's very important.
We don't really do PDA.
No PDA, so they're not, you know, kissing in public, they're not being affectionate with each other in public. Nothing wrong with that, you know, which is fine, because obviously some people do want their privacy and stuff, and they are quite private and do all that stuff in public. I completely get that. I 100% hands down understand that. They don't do it very often, that's the thing. However, that's fair. I don't see anything wrong with this, to be honest. And also the fact that both of them, she's clearly explained that both of them are not really, you know, PDA people, like type of people, so it works both ways. It would be awkward if one was and one wasn't, but obviously this is absolutely fine because she's saying that both of them are not really comfortable in showing affection in public, which absolutely fine.
I mean, I'm happy, he's happy, we're happy together, it's what works for us. Don't ever judge your relationship to someone else's because they're just completely different. As long as you guys are both happy and in a healthy relationship, it doesn't matter what you do.
She has a point there as well. You shouldn't really judge a relationship at all. You shouldn't really sort of make assumptions of what is going on in someone's relationship and what's not, because you don't know. You have no idea, you don't know their story. Live and let live, I'd say. And also, if they are happy, like she says they are, if they are comfortable with each other, which they are, and they don't have any sort of problems at all in the way they are doing things as a couple, then that's fine. Like I said, each to their own. You can, you know, do what you want as long as it's not hurting anyone. And as long as you're both happy, then that is all that matters.